Alright guys, so we finally made it here. This video is going to be quite a long one. We're going to work on connecting this whole project to Forestry so that we can edit the content. We're primarily going to focus just on the projects page. I don't want to worry about too much else. I don't want to bring other things into this right now. But this video is really going to be the both of us both learning Forestry and figuring out how to get it connected and make everything look seamlessly and work well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into today's video. Alright guys, so I've got the server up and running here, and I'll just show you. This is on localhost. We have all of our projects, the information page, the colophone, the actual individual project pages. They're all here, but I did do a couple of things between the video that we did last week and this one. I did it offline, and I'm not going to put it in this tutorial. It's just, it's such a simple thing. I just got some of these assets, which is the Apple Touch icon, the OG image, and then the favicon .png, and all I did was in the head I set these meta tags right here. So if you want to see what that is, just go ahead and pause this and you can write it down. But it's fairly simple. I just did this so we could fill out those favicon icons. And I have this project in a GitHub repository, and we've gone through setting a repository up many times in other tutorial series on this channel. So if you really need to know, go ahead and take a quick look at those series just to see how to do it. But if you still don't know how, let me know, and maybe I'll create just a very specific video on how to or the basics of how to set up a Git repository. So those are pretty much all the changes I have made there. Now, one other thing that I did that I'm not going to show you on here on this tutorial is I actually went to the Google domains where this is being held, and I went to GitHub and I just connected the domain to this, which again, there's many videos about that. I'll probably put one at the end of this video so you can see it, but that's what we did. So if I pull up the well, I'm not gonna pull up that. I'm gonna actually go to online. You'll see this is the domain, and here we go. This is our same site sitting up right here, nice and pretty, just for us. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to try and connect our forestry.io to this project. So I've actually got this in GitHub, and if I go, let's see, go to repositories and then click on here. Here is the repository. So let's go to forestry.io. And let's see if we can't get this thing connected and running. So I'm going to log in. I'll log in with my GitHub. And here we go. So this is a different project of mine that I've had up. But don't need that. We're going to add a new site. So let's go ahead. It's going to be a Jekyll site because we built this with Jekyll. And yes, you can use Hugo and ViewPress. Not a big fan of Hugo. I did one quick video on it, just kind of getting your first project set up. Don't really like Hugo. I haven't messed around with ViewPress, but I might see what it looks like. Anyways, I selected Jekyll. I'll hit next. You can use GitHub, Bitbucket, or GitLab for your repositories, but we're going to go ahead and use GitHub because that's where the repository is. All right, and now we can go ahead and select the repository. So that's it right there. Pick the branch. There's only one branch. It's master. It found the config file. All right, so let's go ahead and hit next. It should pull this in. It allows you to invite up to 3 guests to collaborate with, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that later when I invite the client into this. I want to get it all set up first. So It's coming here, it's setting up the site. This won't take very long. There we go, it's already done. Welcome to the new manager. So we can customize this, and we're going to do that. This is just the repository name, telling you the branch it's on. Here is all 4 of our pages we have. So we have our projects page, information, index, and colophon. If you come in here, you can actually, I think this shows you, yeah, all of the text in here, all the code before it's run through Jekyll. So you can make changes in here. And because of that reason, because you can do that and screw things up, we're not going to let the client mess with these because some of this just doesn't make sense. Let's see what else we have. Like, here's our index. I mean, it's simple stuff, but we don't need to worry about that right now. We have posts, which we're not using. And then we have projects, which is our custom collection, which we are using. We're not doing anything with menus. We're not gonna, well, we are gonna set up the media, and then we'll worry about all these front matter templates in a moment. We're gonna set a template for each one of these projects. That way, whenever he goes and adds a project, he just uses a template and all the inputs are there. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to click on settings, and let's go to sidebar. Let's just completely remove posts. We don't need those. And let's remove pages because we don't need those either. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And as you can see, those have gotten removed. So now let's go to, oh, it didn't save. Why did that save? There we go. Okay. Let's go to media. And this is going to be our upload directory. So the directory where your media is stored. Uploads, I don't want that to be there. Let's do assets, images. I think that should work. Okay. So let's quickly go ahead. I'm gonna refresh this, see if that did anything. So here you can see it added Forestry right here. And I want to make sure that it's actually putting a file into here. So let's click on, or pulling the information from there. So we're gonna change the upload folder. I didn't save that. Oh well, okay. Assets. Images. Assets, images. Let's see if this is working now. Save. Okay, let's come back. Click on media. And there we go. Okay, so it is pulling in all of the media from our folder. Okay. You can upload images right here. Super simple. And you can change the view to a list view, which is quite convenient. And you can load more. It'd be cool if you could change or add folders in here and manage that. I don't think you can. But anyways, that's for another video. So this is where you can change the logo that's going to sit up here in the upper left-hand corner. We're not going to do that right now. We can go ahead and set this. This is just the URL. Set that there. Okay. New files created in Forestry can be Markdown or HTML. For now, I'm just going to set this as HTML. I don't think he's going to be creating any new files anyways, other than projects, but it's just going to be using a template and probably a WYSIWYG. The admin path. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to Well, first let's go ahead and save these changes. Okay. And then let's go ahead and set an admin path. So I'm just going to write /admin and deploy admin. And then, all right, now that's done, let's come back over here and refresh on the repository. And you should see this admin folder now. And so what this allows us to do is essentially when you're on the domain, you can type in /admin and you will be able to, it might not be up right this second, but you will be able to access the admin from here. So we'll try this again in a few, I don't think it's up right now. Another thing is let's click deploy on git push. I think that should work. I think that should be good. All right, now I'm just gonna refresh this again, and all right, we'll give that a few more minutes. That's not ready yet. Okay, everything here looks fine. Deployment, we're just gonna commit to source repo. We're not gonna let anything else happen or worry about anything else. Let's go ahead and click on one of these. This is what it looks like with everything that we've done. So this is the actual content of that file over here. And then this is all the front matter that we had set. The layout, title, location, category, project date, project color, primary image, and then the images. And you can actually come in here and rearrange those, but we're not going to do that. Let's right click this and create template. So what this is going to allow us to do is create a front matter template. So I'm going to create it from this, create, and this is what it looks like. So we can add in some more information here to help describe what these are a little bit better. If you can see, there's a description over here. When you click on these, that's when you get all this. So let's go ahead, and this layout is always going to be a default of project. Okay, I'm going to save changes. And let's come back over to projects. So now what's going to happen is when you create a new one here, create a new project in document, you'll give it a title. I'll say test, create it. And as you can see, this is already set up right here. So we're going to wait for a minute on this. We're not going to do anything yet. But if you click this preview, it lets you preview the file right here. It builds that part of the site out. And once it's done, there we go. So now that this preview has been built, you can go to projects and you can see test right here. Click it and everything is just chilling right there. So that's good. I'm going to come back here and we're going to delete this for now. We don't need that. Let's go ahead and go to our front matter and then click on the template. And we can continue configuring this a little bit. So I'm just going to give your project a title. And we can even set these fields as required. All right. So this is going to be required. This is supposed to say give, not div. Give your project a title. All right. Another thing that we're going to do up here on this layout one, we don't want this getting screwed up because this is actually going to not allow that page to work at all. It's just going to be super funky. So we're going to hide this field from non-developer users. So when we invite them into, or invite him into this portal so he can edit this, you're not even going to be able to change this field. You're not even going to see it. So I'll update that. This gives you a WYSIWYG editor. If you turn that on, it's hidden. So that's fine. Let's see what else we got. We have the location. Okay. So this is going to be pretty simple right now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fast forward through me entering in all this description information so you don't have to watch me type it all out. And then we'll come back right after that. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've entered in a couple pieces of information there, but some stuff is going to have to change a little bit, all right? Because these aren't the right inputs that I want to have for some of these. Like the category, I don't want it to be like this because what happens is it sets a Jekyll front matter to it, so it's got its own styling and whatnot, so we don't want to do that. So we're going to set up a few custom things here. Let's go ahead and close this out, and let's start with the project date. Well, actually, no, let's go ahead and start with the project color. So this is going to be a pretty simple one. We're going to do let's just do the color picker field here, and this allows us to set it in hex or RGB. We're going to leave it as hex. Set this to required, and let's do the label will be project color. All right, let's scroll down and you'll see right here is the project color. And then we want to change the key that's actually used in the front matter to this key. So project color. I'm just going to copy this. We'll delete this from the template. Enter this in here. All right. Okay, good. I'm going to save that. Let's move this up a little bit. All right, so the next one, let's go ahead and set a project date. This is where it's going to be interesting. So we're not actually going to use this date field yet. We might use that in the future. I'm just going to worry about getting this set up simply for now. So this is going to be just a text field, which is actually what we have right now. My bad. My bad. All right, let's delete that text field. This date is fine. Project date. All right, so what we do want to add though is an exact date. So let's use date field. Okay, enter a specific date for this project. Or let's just say specific date. Keep the title short, and then down here, enter a specific date for this project. This will be used to sort the order of projects. Okay, sounds good. Let's go ahead and just set this as date. And then we can go ahead and set this to required. Time format, the default is fine, and the default is fine. I'm not going to worry about any other parts of that. That should be good. So we have a project date, a specific date, and then the color picker. Then we're going to have primary images. So let's work on the primary image real quick. This is the key, so let's just copy that for now. We need to go ahead and add an image or file upload. We'll do that. This will be hero image. That's the key. Yes, the key is already being used as primary image, so I'm going to delete that. Okay, slide that up. And then in here, we'll go ahead and go to description. This is the first image in the project. Okay. That's fine. And then down here, where this images list is, we're going to do, well, let's see what we can do. We can add a sortable list. We can add a gallery multi-file upload, a list input that adds assets to the media library, good for galleries and components that require multiple files. Let's go ahead and try that and see what this does. So that looks pretty good. I think we can use that. Let's copy this key, and I'm going to delete that now. And then on here, let's say image gallery. Enter the key. These are the remainder of, now let's just say the rest of the project images. How's that? These are the project images. Okay. Save. You should be able to come in here and add something and then add another one. All right. So now we have the image gallery, the hero image, the project color with the pickers, the date with a picker. Perfect. The project date. So this is what it's going to sort by. So let's name this rough date. Rough date. Okay. A little better difference there. Now the other one that we want to change is this category. I don't want it to be this, but it's using that category tag. So we're going to need to change some of this stuff right after we do this in our actual text editor. So let's go ahead and add another text field. I don't think we're going to need any other pieces. What do we have? What do we have? Yeah, let's go ahead and just do text field. Okay. So this is going to be called category, and we'll name this work category. What type of job was this? Okay, required. Let's go ahead and bump this up. Delete that. Save these changes. Bump it up a little more. Okay. And then we'll worry about making sure all of that is, you know, ordered however he wants. So another thing we're going to need to do is this toggle, a true or false toggle, good for components that can be turned on and off by page basis, such as page sections. Let's just make sure this is what we need. So, okay, good. It does exactly what we want. It turns, if this is on, it's true, and if it's off, it's false. So let's go ahead and set that. Add it in. And let's see what we're calling this right now in the actual project. It is light text. True. Okay. Light text. Just like that. And the description, turn this on if the project color is too dark for black text. Okay, that should work. Let's set this right after the color. Okay, perfect. And then we have the images down there. I'll save that template. And then I think this is everything that we need for the projects. Now, let's see if this page over here is working now. If we refresh it. It is. Okay, so it went here, and it'll allow them to log in right here without going to Forestry on their own. So let's close this out. close this out. We need to go ahead and pull all of the updates that we just made down to our project so that we're not overwriting things and screwing things up. So I'm going to pull up the terminal, quit the server, and I'm going to write git pull, and that's going to bring in all of those changes. Let's go ahead and start the server again. And now you can see Forestry's in here, admin is in here, and that's about everything we need. What we need to change right now, though, is this category, because that's the only thing that we actually changed between the forestry fields and the fields here for the front matter. So I believe we just said work category like that. Let me double check that. So category is work category. Yes. So I'm going to go through each one of these projects and change that real quick. Make sure that this is all right. Work category. Work category. Okay, and then let's go ahead and we got to go to our layouts. I'm sorry, not our layouts. We need to go to, what is it, the projects page here, and scroll down to where this is calling the category and change that to work category. And then we'll go ahead and make sure this is all working. So if we come back over to our local host and refresh this, you'll see that is all still working except that. I'm not sure what just happened there. Did we just put the wrong one in? We did. Okay. I messed up the wrong front matter. Okay, there we go. So that is good. Let's go ahead and I want to try and start the server with the flag drafts and see if that will bring in that one. Well, okay, we got rid of that. So that's saved. Let's add a project. Project test. Okay, fine. Create. It's going to be using this template. Let's give it a category. It's called testing. I'll make that uppercase. Enter location. All right, let's set a rough date. I'll do 2018. Specific date, that's fine. Project color. Let's go ahead and set something like a really ugly pink. There we go. Light text. Yeah, sure. Hero image. Let's go ahead and I'll pull in this photo. So I'll insert that there. And then let's try out this list gallery. So I'm just going to grab a few different ones from here. Yeah, that's fine. And insert those items. All right, let's go ahead and save draft. And, you know, instead of pulling this back down here, let's just go ahead and use this preview feature, that Forestry provides us. I think that should work perfectly in this situation. All right, now that the preview is loaded, let's go ahead and click on projects. And you see right here is test. I don't know why our category is not showing up. Oh, you know why it's not showing up? We didn't push the updates here. So let's go ahead and push. Oh, well, no, we need to pull first. Pull those. So we just added that project. 2 files changed and 24 insertions. Or maybe we didn't. Are all of these? No, these are all still good. So this, it is using that layout, okay. A title, layout, date, category. Okay, let's go ahead and push these up Actually, not yet. I want to make sure we're running this. Well, what I don't want to do is I don't want to have this in the actual projects. Let's try and see if it'll work if we create a draft folder. Underscore drafts. Let's put this in here. Let's try and run this with the drafts on and see if this loads. Okay, no, that didn't load. But that should be fine, I think. Or is there something in here? Oh, that's all right. That's what it's doing. Never mind. It's already taking care of that for us. We didn't even have to worry about that. It's taking care of it for us by having this published set to false. So nothing's gonna happen. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead, add all those. Updated front matter. Push that, and then we can come up here and take a look at everything again. I'm gonna close that out. We're not going to need that open. We do need this open here. So let's go to projects, and you can see this is a draft. So I'm going to click on that, and, or do I need to come over here? There. Okay, open. All right, so everything is still here. Let's go ahead and try and preview that one more time and see if this loads with the updated front matter. I think it should work now. All right, it's loaded. Let's take a quick look. All right, there we go. So everything is here now. We've got the category is updated, so that's showing. The only problem we're having right now is these images are not showing up, and I'm not sure why. So let's go ahead and come over to our test and see what this is looking like. Okay, so it is already populating the path here. So we can do a couple of things. We can either remove this completely from well, actually, you know what? No, let's go ahead and just update all of them to have this, and that should work then. So let's see. We need to copy everything before the actual file name, which should just be this / assets and images. Let's go to our project layout, and let's change this. So we're essentially just going to cut this out because it's automatically filling that in for us. So we'll cut that, cut this, and now let's go through and make sure all of our projects are working properly with this. So, all right, so I finished it on this one project and the Behold project. I just want to go ahead and make sure on the local host that this is all going to be working. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to stop and restart the server just in case. And actually, I'm going to run this without the draft flag. We don't need that. Let that run and build. Is it not running? Oh, that's why. Okay. And let's go to localhost and refresh. And it looks like that's there. That's there. And then these are not. Okay, perfect. So we're getting much closer. We're almost done. Let's go ahead and finish doing this to all of them. I'm going to skip to the end of me typing this out on all of these front matter variables. All right, I went through and just finished updating it on all of these. Let's go ahead and refresh this and just make sure all of these images are loading on all of these projects so we don't have any issues with the images when we push everything. And that looks like everything is loading. Go back to the beginning. Yep, that's all of them. Okay, so, I want to try and make this even simpler so he doesn't have to worry about front matter or anything like that when he's in here and doing whatever, adding a project. I don't want him to have to worry about that. So we're gonna make this so that this is just like disabled. So let's go ahead and let's go to front matter. Okay, let's go to templates. This is the name of the template. I'm gonna name this project. So the name of this is project. We're gonna hide the WYSIWYG editor. Don't think we need that right now. Save, and let's add a couple of items. So I'll let him, after going through all of this setup, this is where we're gonna do a text area. So this is body. We'll leave it, leave it body. Okay, description, enter the text for the body of the project. Okay, we'll bump this up right to there. And we can do a few things here. So we are going to make this required, and we can even turn on a WYSIWYG if we wanted. So it's either going to be Markdown, HTML, or inline HTML. If we wanted to do that, we could. I don't really think I want that to happen because there's not really any special styling. If he comes back and says to me that, hey, look, I want to be able to add like italics or whatever, I'll go ahead and enable Markdown. Simple as that, and then it's done. But for now, let's just leave it off and just make sure this is as simple as possible to use. I'm going to save that change. And then let's see, we don't need to worry about any of that. That's all fine. We're going to add one more thing in here, and that is for the actual, well, we don't need that preview up anymore. That is for the actual list that is here. So let's go ahead and see what we can add to get that going. Okay, so I think this might work best, the repeatable field group. I think that makes the most sense. What's field group? A set of fields combined into one field, good for objects that come in sets. Site footer. Let's see what this does. Let's see what it outputs. So footer, okay, it's gonna give us multiple different things, but this is what we want. Perfect. The repeatable field group. That should work. Let's hit add. I don't think that added. Add. Okay, there we go. Repeatable field group. So I'm not sure what he wants to call this section. Let's just do project details. That's fine. No, let's just do camel case. We've been using camel case on everything. I don't want that to be different. Enter the project. Yeah. Details list there. Okay, maybe that'll make that a little easier. Okay. Project detail label. All right. No label. Huh. You don't have any fields added. Lets you start by adding field types from the editor. You know, maybe that's not what we need. Maybe we need this. Let's see what that actually looks like. Make sure we're doing this all. All right. Okay, that actually looks better. Let's do that. That's going to be so much easier to use. Let's go back. I'm going to delete that. Sorry. Hang in with me, guys. This is pretty much my first time actually using anything more than just the simple text for the front matter. So stick with me. Again, let's make this camel case. Oops. Description. Enter the details or the project details list. Okay. Hidden, no. Minimum number of entries. I'm not going to set any minimum for that. Maximum, I'm not going to set a maximum either. Choose whether to use a text or select field for input. No. Whoa, that's actually pretty cool though. You can do a lot. I'm just going to use simple text here. We don't need anything more complex than that. Save. And where is that? Right here. Let's go up one more time. All right, so now we have the body. Let's change that body to something more specific, like project description, and save that. All right, good. So let's go back to our projects over here, and I'm gonna delete this draft. If it lets me, let's actually go ahead and let's do a couple things here. We made some changes, so let's stop this. Get pull. Okay. It looks like it undid a couple lines in retrograde. I am not sure what that even did. Or no, in templates. Oh, okay. That's all. That's all it did. So this is what the actual template looks like. So you could have set this up, I believe, and done all this here, and then when you pushed it, it would have used everything properly. But that's too complicated. I think the other thing is much easier. Let's go ahead and push what we have. Updated image front matter. Okay. And push that. And now that should work up there on the live server. Let's load the live one. Oops. Okay. Refresh it a couple times. Yep. Alright, everything is loading there. That's good. Very good. Okay, I'm going to close that out. And what I do want to do is delete this test. We don't need that. Bye. Yes, I am sure. Delete page. Deleting pages cannot be undone. Delete. Okay, so let's create a new project. I'm gonna solve this test. Well, title is test number 2. Create. Okay, so we've got a lot of stuff here. Category, testing again, location, my house. 2019, because I can't see the keyboard. Let's select the color. Let's select black, and then light text. Project description. Let's go ahead and just grab some text. Beer me. All right. Grab that. Throw that in here. Project details. Add. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, okay. And you can reorder these however you want. Fin. Alright, so now we're just going to come down here and add just a couple quick images. We'll just do one, and I'll just do like these 3 here. That's fine. If you needed to, you could upload some right here though, but anyways, insert and save draft, and I'm going to hit preview here, and let's see if this is all working properly. Alright, so I'm going to click on projects, and then we should see test number 2. Perfect. Alright, that's working. click on it, images are there, there's no text here. And there's a reason why. We have to update the actual project down here. So let's go back to our terminal and git pull. Okay, let's go ahead and start the server. And we're gonna need to go ahead and make just a few changes here. So if we go to, I don't need to save that, that was the old one. Let's go to projects, let's do test number 2. All right, so you see how we have the body here, and then we have the project details. That's perfect, that's fine. We need to pull this into what we had down here. So I don't really want to put the project details down here. I don't think it's necessary, because there's the problem right there. If we do that, then every project that we have, we are going to need to do that on. So let's just make this change in one spot on the layouts. So right here where we have content, we're going to do a couple small changes. So let's grab, let's just take a look at this. Let's pull this from here. I'm going to cut that actually and paste this. Okay, so let's grab our page.body. Okay, and what we need to do now is essentially loop through everything here. I don't know why I just did that. I'm gonna need this. Let's set this up now. Okay. Body. I think that should work. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Cool. Body, and then we need, what was the other name? Project details. Project details. Okay. So now let's come back here. Now we can go ahead and for this one, write our page dot body. And then down here, we're going to need to loop through something. But before we loop through it, let's go ahead and copy that and paste this all here. And get rid of all of this HTML. Good. Let's just do that for safekeeping. Okay. And then we're just going to copy this. It's going to be really simple. So it's going to be for item and page dot, what is it, project details. Grab that, paste it. And then here it's going to be li. And then we're just going to write item. All right. So now this should work on behold and test number 2 and nothing else. Let's pull up our local host. Behold is working. That's not working. That's not working. Where's test number 2? Test number 2 is set to not show, but we know it's going to work. I'm not even going to change that. Okay. So that's what we needed to do there. So again, I just have to go through all of this and fix up each one of the projects that already exist so that it works with these right here. And that's going to be it. So I'll cut to the end of me making that adjustment on all of these. Alright, so I finally made it through all of these projects, and we're going to take a look locally and make sure it works. But before we do that, this specific project had 2 paragraphs, and that was causing, well, I don't know if it is causing an issue or not, We're going to find out. I want to see what we need to do to get it onto 2 paragraphs and or to create a new post with 2 paragraphs and see if it works. Anyways, let's go ahead, go to localhost, and I'm just going to go back to home, come over here. All right, so it looks like a couple things have gotten messed up, and it is the No Greater Worth project and the Wayport project. So, Wayport, I think this may have gotten messed up because of this. And then let's see, the No Greater Worth also has this deal where the text runs over, but so does that. So I wonder what the problem is. Wayport, body. All right, let's just go ahead and cut that, and it loads now. So if we paste that in and then maybe wrap that all in quotes, will that still load? Yes and yes. Okay, perfect. All of that's still loading in well. The other one that we had a problem with was No Greater Worth, and it looks like it's screwing something up. I don't know what it is. I don't understand why that's happening. Anyways, let's just throw that in quotes, and this should work. Okay. One of the things, though, is on this last one, like I was saying, there was 2 paragraphs. So let me see where the 2 paragraphs were on the live server. Look at the end. Okay, right after the word Portland. So let's give this a try. I'm going to come to the word Portland. Let's see what happens if we do that. And go to local. Nothing. Interesting. Okay. Don't know what we're going to do about that just yet. Maybe we can figure this out. Let's go to... Well, actually, before we do that, what I want to do is I want to pull everything, make sure we have the latest stuff. Get pull. Okay, we're up to date. I'm going to do... Well, I'm going to go ahead and push this up. And I know this is going to be pushed to live. And yes, that one project paragraph is going to get messed up, but only momentarily until we figure this out. So let's go ahead and updated project front matter. Okay, and push it. And everything should still be working up here. I know it is, except this is going to go from 2 paragraphs to 1 paragraph momentarily. So I'm going to keep refreshing until it does that, just so we can see if we need to roll this back or anything. Okay, so it just updated, and now it's only the 1 paragraph. I'm going to make sure all these are working, and they are. Okay, so real quick, let's go to Forestry. Another user has updated this document. Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to refresh, just make sure everything is up to date here. All right. What I want to do, this is all fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about any of this. This, however, I am a little concerned about. I want to know if just entering this here will somehow make it work on the preview. So let's see if it works on the preview. If it does, I'm curious to see what it does with the code so that we can fix the other project that we currently have. Although now we can probably just go ahead and change it right within Forestry because we changed all the front matter, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's loaded. I'm going to quickly go to my projects and click on this, and it does not do that. So let's go to project. Well, no, let's go to front matter. Let's change this template. Let's change the body. Where is the body at? Right here. Description. Let's change this to have a WYSIWYG, and we'll just simply do that. Let's see, can we do a... a line break anywhere normally. I don't know. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Let's go back to the projects now and create a new project. And I'm going to call it test 3. And I'm going to enter just a bunch of junk information in here. Just a bunch of junk. Project description. Okay, let's go ahead and I want to see if we can get this working. So we're going to come into here. And right after the word Portland, I'm going to hit return. And then this stuff's not required, so let's save that as a draft and try and preview this and see if this works now. Alright, it's loaded. Let's go to the project. Test 3. And it did not work. Okay, so I think we're on the right track here, but what we need to do, and what I believe the issue is that we're having, we are trying to use Markdown in an HTML file. So I think we're going to need to change that to Markdown, which is one thing that should work. And let me just turn this off for now so we can actually load the local served site. Okay, test 3. Okay, so that's still not working, but I wonder if it would work if we changed how we are doing this. So instead of, I think we can still use this here, that's fine, but I think we can keep this simple by not here. So we'd remove this from here and essentially put this in each project down here so that it's that way it's the same for every new project that's created because it would be in the default. So let's give that a try. I think what we can do to try this is, whoops, we want that to be not published. Let's close all this for a minute. Okay, let's think. What I'll do is I'll also do this. I'll also say content, and then we'll push that up. That way, because none of the current projects that are live have any content in it, so nothing's going to happen, but the ones that we're going to test this out on will. So let's just go ahead and do that. So we'll git pull and then push. Make sure we have everything. Okay. And I'll just push from within here. It's a little easier. I think we can just remove this and remove this. And then we'll remove test number 2 because we know that's working. Okay. Stage that all. Prepping for test. And push that. Okay. Let's come back over here. And I'm going to go to front matter. Go to the project. Hide body. I wonder, can we do this? Display field. Display this field when listing blocks. No. No, okay. Project details. So if we're using this Markdown, I'm wondering if it's going to automatically generate like a new Markdown file. I don't know. Let's see what this does. If I create a new project, let's create something crazy. So we do have this text here. Okay, see, that's going to be a pain in the butt unless I can set a default for each project. But I don't think I can. Maybe I could just leave this over here and let everything be edited here. Let's see. If we copy this, which will be gone, okay, paste that in here, and then I think this can just be like, I think that can work. This doesn't need to be anything. Color. Okay. All right. Let's preview this and let's see what happens. Did we need to, I don't know if we needed to save that first or not. I wouldn't think so since it let us preview this for some reason. If that works, then I'll just let that be the content area then. Here we go. Still did not work. So we got both of those pieces in here, but that's not doing that for us. What's in our Atom config file? Now, I mean, we could set that to be Markdown. Let's look up Jekyll and see what they tell us for their collections. Collections. Create a document for each author in Markdown. That's fine, but can we tell it to always be Markdown? Or does it just need to be done like that? I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. See, these are two things I never do. I never use Markdown, and I haven't really ever used this yet. Front matter, project. Didn't they let us... They let us pick something... New file format. There we go. New files created in Forestry can be Markdown or HTML. So, I don't want this to be complicated. I don't want him to feel like he's coding anything. So, if we do this... Okay, we saved that. Let's close this out, close this out, and close this out. Go back to the projects. I'm going to click on this. Continue editing. Let's copy everything here. Let's paste that into the description here. And then I'll save it as draft and then preview it now. And fingers crossed this will work. If it doesn't work, I'm going to try it one more time because maybe it didn't change this file to Markdown because it's not technically new anymore. I'm not sure. But let's see what happens. All right, let's go to projects. Go to this crazy name. Still didn't do that, but I still have hope for this because, like I said, I didn't really create this as a new file. So let's go ahead and create a new project. Again, I'll do just a bunch of funky information because we don't really need any of this right now. Okay, paste that in. Let's just go ahead. I'll add another asterisk. Okay, we got that. And then just for fun, let's see what happens if I do that as like an extra space or something. Okay. Save draft and preview. All right, let's go ahead and click on projects, go to the new project we created. And it still doesn't work. Let's see if this even pulled or created, I should say, a Markdown file. Markdown. Yes, it did. Okay. All right. Well, oh, I see what that's doing. Got it. Anyways, the issue is we need this body to be part of the content. Okay. And so this is going to be one thing that might possibly change every now and then. So we're going to need to allow this to be written over here. So if we were to copy this and paste it over here, I'll delete this stuff. And then preview it now. Now I bet you, if this does not work, this is the last thing I can think of at the moment. All right, let's go ahead and check that out. Click on here, click back on here. Okay, so it did work. Okay, but we don't want that there, so I think he'll understand that he can simply put in like just hit return twice like you normally would. So, okay, perfect. Much better, much better. Now we can fix all this junk. So this might take a few minutes to go ahead and fix up, but we gotta do it. So let's delete this test page. We don't need that. This is currently being edited by me, but I'm not editing it anymore. We'll delete that. All right. And currently the only page that had the problem was this coffee roasters page. No, sorry. It was, what was it? Was it Wayport? Yes, it was Wayport. Okay. All right. So I don't think there's a way that I can put that over there, but maybe, I don't know, maybe there is. Let's just go ahead and check real quick before we go ahead and make a bunch more changes. Markdown editor. Okay, so I think that's just gonna make the most sense to do that thing. And maybe we'll even change the list to be over here if how it is right now isn't the most favorite. Okay. All right, that's fine. Let's go to the front matter. Click on this. Let's change the project description here. If I can grab the project description. Okay, there it is, hidden in there. We're going to change this to required as none. Although, what is inline HTML? The format of the document will be exported to inline HTML. Let's see. Is it just going to give inline HTML styles? Yeah, looks like it's just going to give us the following elements are used. Inline, although they're block, and inline elements are no longer defined. Okay. Inline versus block elements, demonstration. Okay, so it would just be allowing them to use the inline elements that you see here, which is mostly used for text and things like that. So maybe, well, no, I don't even want him writing any of this. Never mind. Okay. Let's save that so that it's not required when we create a new project here. I'm gonna go ahead and try and duplicate this. Duplicate, copy. Okay. Great. I can do this here, and then I should be able to just go ahead and do that. Let's save as draft. And as you can see, I've got the title. All of the information is the same here. All of this is set up. We don't need this because that's just not right. This is fine. I kind of like this because you can just drag it around and then save. And then this you can drag around as well. Let's preview this. And then if this works, we might have to make just a few adjustments in our projects just so they're as simple as can be. We're really just going to be getting rid of that body front matter because I don't think we're going to need it. We're just going to write that in Markdown on the side. All right, click on projects and go to the copy. And there we go, that worked. All right, so the only reason this is flip-flopped is because of what we did over in here. Yep. All right, so to fix that, first let's go ahead and pull. All right, so now let's fix it. Get rid of that, we don't need that file. This is going to come before here. Okay. And then this is going to go. We're not going to use that. And then we need to essentially turn this into this. So that's easy. That's actually super easy. That's perfect. That's actually way easier than I was expecting. Gonna be completely honest. Let's go ahead and change this to Markdown. And go ahead and paste this in. And I think that should work. Let's go ahead and start our server here. There we go. Go to localhost. Go to projects. Gonna go to Wayport. And Wayport is working. And then the other ones shouldn't be working. Yeah, they're all missing their little bodies. But that looks good. That's exactly how that's supposed to be. And I believe that's exactly how the live one is. Let's just do a quick check and make sure it looks the same. Aside from that. Yeah, aside from that little spacing being wrong, that's exactly the same. Alrighty, let's go through and make the remainder of these adjustments. We can delete this copy. We don't need it now. Move to trash. And we don't even need this anymore. We cut that. Cool. Now let's go through and finish changing all of these to Markdown and moving the contents of that body into the actual, like, content area. Alright, that should be all of them Let's go and refresh the local host and just tab through these and make sure everything is up to date. Looks like it. Everything is still there. We're not missing any images. We're not missing any text. Cool. All right. So I'm going to just make one more pass through each one of these files before we push that, because I want to make sure everything is going to work and we're not screwing anything up. So we're pulling in the Markdown content that's actually written in Markdown. We're pulling that in right into here. And then we're pulling in the list of project details. That's all good. Okay, this is everything that we need here. The only thing that we're missing is the exact date, but I'll probably let him go in and input that on his own so that he can sort them properly. And if it's not sorting properly, we'll fix that. That's an easy fix. But all of these other ones, all of these look right. So let's go ahead and push this up. Converted projects to Markdown, push, and these should be available on the live site. So let's go back to that Wayport project and we'll refresh this until we see that space appear, and then make sure everything else is functioning properly. And then I do have some assets from him for a few new projects, and I'm gonna we can start by testing one real quick and making sure that works, and if it does work, we'll go ahead and publish that, make sure publishing it works, and then we can go ahead and pass this off to the client. And to do that, I'm just gonna have a meeting with him and just show him quickly how to use this, so he's not just in there and clueless as to what he's got to do. I don't want there to be any confusion if we can help it. Okay, so it looks like everything's here. Looks like everything's in order, and all of this is still functioning. We still have all of our colors there. Okay, let's go ahead and go over to Forestry, go to our projects, and I do want to give one thing a try. I want to put Fulton's date as very recent and the Behold date as, the year before. So let's see if we can do that. We should have a project date in here somewhere. Project date, or maybe we don't have the new dates. Do we? No. Okay, yeah, that's because it's pulling from all of the old stuff. Okay, anyways, I'll go through and redo all of these momentarily, but, or should we do that now? Should we do that now? I think we can do that now. Let's do that. We'll test it with that. So let's go ahead and create a new project. The project title will be Fulton copy. We'll say that. Okay. And then we'll make sure we're using everything the same. So the title is just Fulton. This is the location. So title will just be Fulton. Location. Category. All right. Rough date 2018. Specific date, I'll just leave it there. Project color. All right, so we should be able to just type that on in. Yep, perfect. Okay, light text is set to true. Project description. Now, we were supposed to get rid of that. Yeah. Did we not get rid of project description? Let me save that as a draft. Go back to our front matter. I'm losing my mind. And we didn't delete that. All right. Project description. Gone. Save changes. And by the way, when you do this, it's not going to overwrite anything that you already have here. So this is the current one. This is the new one we're working on. Okay, did it get rid of that? Perfect, it got rid of that. Okay. So now we can come here and we can edit all of this stuff and put it all in there. To do that though, I'm just gonna go grab that off the live site so I can actually paste it in. And I'll do it backwards so everything's in the same order. Oh, cool. You can hit enter and have it just add it automatically. All right, that's all of those. And then we have, okay, we have the hero image. So we need to match up all of these images. That shouldn't be very difficult though, because we've got this nice color picker. All right, so we're gonna start there. That's good. And then in the gallery, let's switch this to the list view. And then can we toggle? Oh man, I wish we could sort by that. That would be nice. All right, well, let's go ahead and we're going to click on the rest of the Fulton files. So we're going to start off, we had 0. So the next one will be 1. And then where is 2? Oh, we can search though. So that's decent. All right. Start off again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Insert. So there should be a total of 8 images. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Let's save this draft, preview it. All right, so the preview is ready. Let's click on projects and we should have, here we have 2 Fulton projects. This has nothing in it, so that must be the old project. And this should be the new one. And I'm hoping that's the case. Yeah, it is, because we... Or is it? Is it the case? Oh, no, that's not the new one. We need to do this. Because this is the current existing one, and this is the copy. Okay. Save draft. I don't think that's going to update automatically. No. Okay, we need to regenerate that preview and make sure that that works. Draft on, off. Huh. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's come back over here now. All right, so we have both of those projects, Fulton and Fulton. All right, we have all those images. These images can be rearranged and reorganized in whatever way they need to be. So I'm not going to worry about that right this second. Well, hold on. Was that right? Let's go back to that preview. Okay, yeah, they both have the text. Okay. So that's good. Let's go to projects, and we have these 2 Fulton projects. So what I am going to do here is I am going to delete this, because that's what I'm in now. Okay, I'm going to delete that. And then if we go back to the live site, it should be removed from here momentarily, and then we're going to immediately put it back. Because this is still a draft. And to publish it, we're just going to click up, or not click up there. Okay. I think you do it from here, from the actual list view here. Yeah, you can just publish it right there. Okay. Refresh. Okay, good. That's gone now. And then let's go ahead and let's make sure. See, I don't want it to say Fulton copy there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that, duplicate it now. And then because there is nothing else with that exact name, duplicating it like this should work. Yep. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to go ahead and go back here. Delete this one. Make sure this is the right one. It is. And then now we can publish it and not worry about anything. So in just a couple moments here, this will load that project back in here, and then we will know that this is working. All right, I just refreshed the page and Fulton is now back. So the entire project is right here, and it's not missing anything. So I want to go ahead and do that with one more project so that we can see if it's being ordered properly automatically in Jekyll, and then if it's not, we're going to go ahead and fix that. So I'm going to go ahead and make this change really quick to behold, and then I will pick the video back up there. Okay, so I just made that change and refreshed the page, and I don't know if this is going to work just yet. But one thing that I do want to do is go through and finish making the change on the rest of these pages. And one thing that I realized that we could have done instead of doing that whole duplication junk is you can click up here and it gives you some options. You know, you can rename it, you can open up the raw editor, create a template, change a template, or delete it. And I mean, some of these options won't be available to the guests that you invite. But if I change template, I can click the project template that we had, change it, and now everything is here and we can pick a specific date. So let's go ahead and pick something like last month. And then all of that's there and all of this is here. We don't have to worry about anything there. So let's go ahead and save that. And that save will be made automatically because it's already a published thing. Now you could have saved it as a draft and whatnot, but I don't think we really need to worry about that. So let's just go through and make sure everything here has a specific date. Okay. Behold, old has a specific date. Fulton does, Sessions does not. Change the template. Let's give it that was a while ago. Let's go back to 2016. I'm just going to go to January. And then save. Okay. Let's go back here. Change for change. This was 2017. Again, change the template. specific dates. I'm going to go back to 2017. I don't know what exactly these dates were, so I'm just going to put in an arbitrary date just to kind of help organize it a little bit. And you can always come in here after the fact and update these if they're not correct. So this is ramp 48, 2017. So we're going to go back just a little farther. Let's do April. All right, save that. We got a couple more left. Coffee grade, well, retro grade coffee roasters. Change template, and then we're gonna click on project. All right, I'm gonna change it, and I think you guys kind of got the gist of everything here. It's not too complicated. It just takes a moment. So we got one more left. This one right here. Project. Set the date. Again, it's another recent one, but we'll put whatever we want in there. Save it. And then I'm going to go over here and refresh and see if anything changed. It did. Okay. So that is ordering everything, but it's not ordering it the way we want it to. So we want to make a very simple change here. But to do that, we need to go to our terminal and pull this. All right, that's fine. And then let's go ahead and go to our projects page. Scroll down, and so where we say for project and site.projects, let's just set this as reversed. I think I spelled that correctly, so that should be good. And then now we can go ahead and start a local server just to see if this works. So essentially this needs to be up here, and that should be moved over there. So go to projects. All right. I think that is correct. Seems pretty correct. It does still seem slightly off because I can't remember what the most recent one we set was. Let's see what we set Fulton at. Fulton we set as November 1st, and then, oh, maybe this is right. And then Wayport. Well, okay, well, let's check retrograde. We set as the 25th, so that's right. Okay, that is good. All right, perfect. So that is sorting it in the appropriate order. Let's go ahead and push that up to the live server. Reordered projects by date. Okay. Good. That's done. I'm going to close this out now. We don't really need that. And I don't think we're going to need... Gotcha. Okay. I don't think we need any of this. Let's go ahead, and I do want to change this thing here so it's feels a little more like his brand there. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to open up XD, and then we're just going to create a new document. 1,000 by 1,000. Oops. Okay, whatever. So let's see what the resolution needs, or the aspect ratio needs to be. 127 by 32. Let's go over here. 127 by 32. All right. And then I am going to multiply, if I can find it, by 2. 3. Yeah. Okay. And then it looks like it needs to kind of just sit on the left-hand side, I think. I don't need to save that. Let's open up the high fidelity design version 2. And I just want to make sure I'm using the same text. I'm pretty sure it's just Helvetica, but Gotta be sure. All right. Paste that on in. And now we can shrink this down. I'm gonna shrink it down just to fit in here. All right. And I'm going to flip this to white. And we're just gonna turn off the fill here. Export this. I'll export it as logo. That's fine. PNG is fine. And then we should be able to just drag it and drop it here. And save this. And then once this refreshes, that should be changed out to his logo. I'll go ahead and refresh this now. There we go. Okay, cool. I like that. So the next and final thing that I think we're going to do right now before we click on this button and invite him in here is try adding a completely new project. So he has given me some new projects. It's a zip file with all the contents of that. So we will go ahead and do that. But before we do that, what I want to do is go right here and then type in /admin. Whoops, let's not use caps locks. Totally butchered that word too. Login. And so now you can see this is the view that he will have. It will be a much simpler view. You can look at your profile here, my account, whatnot. But it's a simpler view because you're kind of on the site. Even my view is simplified here. But projects, you have menus, which again, we don't need. So I'll make sure that's gone before I send that out. And then you have media. Media's right here. I do love the fact that you can search through all the media, but man, when you're in column mode, you need to be able to like sort or something. And another thing that would be cool is if you could just replace one of the images that's here. You can't do that. You can delete it. So I mean, you could see what the name of it was and make another file that is the same name and then delete and upload, or upload, and if it lets you overwrite. But it'd be nice if there was just a straight up replace option. Anyways, let's come over here. I'm going to grab one of these projects. Let me see if I can find it. All right, unzip it. All right, we're going to start with this one, R1 coffee. And I'm going to paste this back in here. Okay, so we've got images, and then we have the project information and text and whatnot. Images are, okay, that's not bad. Okay, it looks, oh, well, no. Okay, those are massive resolutions. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at the this resolution, but this is literally 8,000 pixels by 4,500 pixels. So we're going to open these up in Photoshop and then just re-export them all as a much, much lower resolution. I'll probably export them all at around like 600 pixels. I think that should work. Maybe a little more on that first one. So we can come in here. Let's find that folder. Where is that folder that we just had? So this is the folder we have. I'm just gonna do this for the sake of me so I know where everything is. And then we can come in here and find what we need. So this might take a moment as well because these are so large. Okay, load it over here. Just gonna export everything as a JPEG. I'm gonna keep all the names and everything else the same, but we're gonna cut that down. So it's gonna literally be decreased to that, and that should be perfect. And again, if it's not for some reason, we can always come in here and do that thing that I said where you delete the image and upload one with the same name. Should be fine. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna skip through me doing this because this is not really a part of the tutorial, so I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, there we go. I have gone ahead and finished exporting all of these. So we have 1 through 8. And now we can go and set up this project. So we're going to set up a new project. I'm going to call this R1. But before I hit save, I just want to okay, he wants it to be R1 coffee. So that's what we're going to make it. Alright, so I'll make this easier on my fingers and just paste everything in there. Let's go ahead and we'll grab, this is the location, this is the category, this is the rough date, this is our color. Come down here and enter that in there. I think we're gonna need light text on for that. It's kind of a dark color. We can set up this text first, and then we'll go to the project details. All right, looks good. Now onto the project details. All right, and then the final thing is the images, and you can actually drag and drop a file here. So let's give that a try because I think that would be neat. So I'm gonna drag and drop this one right there, and that should upload it automatically to the media section. And then unfortunately, I don't think we can drag and drop these here. You can. Let's do that, shall we? Drag and drop. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay. I'm going to save that as a draft and preview this. That is amazing. And while that's loading, let's go over to the media and perfect. Everything is here. That made that so easy. So easy. Okay. Still loading. All right, let's go to projects and check it out. Here is R1 coffee. Looks good. Clicks on it. And here are all of the images. And I think the issue with this is they just haven't quite loaded yet. Yeah, they're still loading. You can see the site activity. Waiting to save draft on R1 coffee. Queued in a minute. You can see more information. That's cool. The whole console log there. So it's working on saving these photos. So a couple have already saved and they've populated in here. So it knows how many there are. It just doesn't have them yet. So as soon as it would have them, if you generated this, everything would load there. And I will just wait just to make 110% sure that I am correct before I move on and end up having an issue this far into this. But if this works, I'm going to go ahead and publish it, and it should be up in a moment. So this looks like it's almost done. I'll give it another minute. All right, so it looks like everything has finished here. I am going to go ahead and jump on in here and preview that one last time. And there is a preview shortcut. It's Control-Shift-J. I wonder if it's Command-Shift-J on here, though. No, okay, definitely not. Control-Shift-J. Whatever. Okay. Projects, R1 Coffee. It still has not loaded those images in yet. Everything is here. Everything over here is here. Oh, well now that's green. Maybe, okay, okay. We'll give it one more try. One more. Don't fail me now. See, I knew I should have checked that, like I said. Alright. Projects. Cross your fingers, guys. I'm about to click. It's still not showing up. Why? Why? Why won't these show up? Image. Okay. That didn't work yet, but maybe, again, maybe it's just because it hasn't had time to render them, or I don't even know. Let's go ahead and git pull and then just run this. Okay, so see, it did add all of these images here. Or it added them to the Markdown file. I don't know if it added the images. Let's start the server locally. We're going to need to open this up and go to R1 and set. We'll just hide that for now. Let's go to localhost. Okay, yes, they're all there. I don't know, maybe something is just cached right now, but it should all be there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, what is this raw editor? Okay, don't need that. WYSIWYG, that's better. Let's go to projects and let's go ahead and publish this, because everything is actually there. I don't know why it's just not loading on that preview. Let's go to the real site. And another cool thing you can do, oh, well, that's not really cool, but it's convenient. You can just click here to view this site and it pops it up in a new window. I'll go to projects and I will refresh this until the project shows up. Alright, so I refreshed it and this has just shown up. So I'll go ahead and click and there we go. All of the images are there. That is everything of that we needed, and just like it collapsed before, it collapses now. All right, so I think that's it. I am gonna go ahead and wrap this up. My brain is pretty fried right now. It's like 10 o'clock and I'm tired. I've been recording for 2.5 hours at least, so this is good. I'm going to go ahead and add him to this now, and then I'll set up a meeting so I can walk him through everything and make sure that he understands everything and there's no confusion. Before I go, though, I want to see why that is still here. Is it... it's got to be from over here. Let's see. My sites. Go here. Sidebar. No, well, you can add stuff. You can add directories, documents, headings, or heading, Jekyll pages, and Jekyll posts. Anyways, don't need any of that. Media is fine. Repository is good. Deployment. This is a cool thing that you can do. You can actually set this up to... well, whenever it commits to the repository, you can have this actually run a build and send the files to like FTP. You can have it put the files somewhere, which is, I think it's amazing. FTP with SSL, tons of settings. But anyways, I'm not gonna change anything here because we're not doing anything for that. But if you did use other stuff like probably PHP files or server-side code, that's probably what you would want to use that for, because then you could make changes, and then when it builds the site, it just pushes the updates to whatever server you're running that can actually run server-side code. So that should do it. All right, I'm gonna wrap this video up now before I keep rambling, and I will go ahead and invite him into this. All right, guys, we finally got Forestry connected. Now, it took quite some time, but it wasn't really complicated. I've just never done it before. So I feel like the next time we ever implement Forestry into a project is probably only going to take like 20 minutes. It's not going to be long. If we redid this, I think it would only take about 20 minutes now that we know what to expect whenever we do something, and we're a little more familiar with it. So anyways, I think this is definitely a tool that we are going to be using in other projects, especially if it's using Jekyll. I don't think I'm ever going to do a Hugo site. I'm just not a big fan of it. But there's the Vue.js that I think we might want to look at some point in the future. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments or opinions about Forestry.io, leave them down below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you like the content that I'm creating on this channel, head on over to my Patreon account at patreon.com/Zachary R. Newton, where you can help support this channel and help me create better videos every week. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.